everybody, parents, spouses, everybody, if you brought a kid out here today, I want y'all to give a hand clap for yourselves as well. Y'all took a bunch of time out your day to come out here, so appreciate y'all, appreciate y'all. Like Miss Janet said, I'm David Glasco II. Thank you, first off, Miss Janet, for having me. And everybody, I appreciate y'all sticking around to listen to this weirdo guy who y'all don't know anything about coming up here talking in front of you. A little bit about me. So I was second team All-State at Wagner High School, class of 2010. I sound very old saying that out loud, but class of 2010, second team All-State, Wagner High School. I was a part of the first ever football team at UTSA. Had the honor of playing under Coach Larry Coker, who some of you might have heard his name before. And I was fortunate enough to be the first running back or tailback in UTSA history to score a touchdown. I didn't quite do it like Mr. Holmes over there, but I got a little something. I got a little something, right? So that's a little bit of my story. Now, after that, I went to law school all the way up in the good old state of Michigan. Very cold. I'm sure it's like probably -30 right now. So thank the man above for this weather. But I went to law school, got my law degree. And when I graduated, I was stuck between a rock and a hard place because my thing was that I wanted to do was to combine my passions, which were sports, the reason why I've been playing football since the age of 7, and helping people, which is why I went to law school in the first place. So with that all being said, I had to sit back and analyze myself, psychoanalyze, and ask, what is it that I want to do that I'm passionate about? And the result was my company, which I just started a couple months ago, called Vanguard Sports. And what Vanguard Sports is a company that I don't like the term agent, but let's use that term and let's build upon it. It's a little bit more than just a sports agency. What Vanguard does is we're more concerned with building the kids or the athletes into grown men or grown women. And that includes on the field and off the field, right? So not only are we specializing in negotiating NIL deals, which I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about today, but also, what is it that your kid wants to do as a career once they graduate? We want them to start thinking about that. How are they building their brand? We have a social media and marketing team helping building brands. What are they doing with this NIL money? Because now it's kind of a weird space. You got people who are 18 years old going to be the most wealthy person in their family's history now with NILs. Open the door to opportunities such as that. So whether we like it or not, the athlete is now becoming a business. And what happens when a business isn't ran correctly? It fails. So that's what Vanguard's whole goal is to make sure that the business runs well. Not only are we going to talk to these collectives and everything to make sure that your child is represented in the most responsible and right way, but it's our job to let them know what to do once they get this money. If you get the money and you go blow it all on a car, a 50-inch flat screen TV, or whatever the case may be, it's not a good use of it, right? We're trying to build generational wealth. We're trying to make sure that the athlete understands where their money's going. That's why we have a CPA on the team to help them with taxes. We have a financial advisor on the team to help them and let them know you can have a little fun with this money, but some of this might need to go in a trust. Some of this might need to go in a Roth IRA. We want them to start thinking about these things because whether you guys like it or not, even Michael Jordan had a last game, right? So eventually, sports is going to be over. The thing is, what are you going to do after sports is over? How are you going to grow and mature as a grown man or a grown woman? That's kind of what my company does. And so 2 things I wanted to harp on and touch on today to go within this lesson are 2 battles that I think every athlete, heck, every person eventually is going to have to ask themselves and come to grips with. One of those battles is going to be confidence versus arrogance. And the other battle is going to be talent versus maturity. Let me tell y'all a story real quick. Let's talk about confidence versus arrogance first. We have Vanguard. We are fortunate enough to sign Braden Booth. Braden has offers from TCU, SMU, Southern Florida, UIW, UTSA, Texas Tech, and just this past week got offered from Kansas State. Braden is just a sophomore in high school, right? The sophomore, 6'4", 215, heck of an athlete. Somebody like Braden, who is a heck of an athlete, but an even better kid, an even better person. Somebody like Braden Booth is easy to work with because if Braden Booth doesn't get in trouble, Braden has great grades. And Braden is very receptive of listening, very disciplined. So all these type of things, they build confidence, right? Throughout Braden's time, he's doing all this stuff and he's building confidence. And he's only a sophomore in high school, so these offers are only going to get bigger and bigger. Oh, and I forgot to add, he has Ole Miss as an offer as well. So you have a sophomore who also has an SEC offer and a few teams that have been to the college football playoffs and the only Big 12 school that had the fortune of going to the national championship since the playoffs has begun. A lot of offers. This number's only going to go up. And so confidence, confidence, confidence. Braden has a lot of confidence because Braden worked to get in that position that he's in. Let me tell you an opposite story. We had another kid who I'm not going to say his name because I love him. I love his mother to death to this day. Let's call him Quasimodo for the sake of this story, right? We have Quasimodo who was bought to us, bought to Vanguard to try to help him with his process. Quasimodo is at a Division I school, but Quasimodo has an open legal case. I'm not going to tell y'all what he did, but he got in some trouble. That's okay. It's all right. We all make mistakes along the way. That's okay. That's not the problem, though. The problem is that Quasimodo, when I try to tell Quasimodo, hey, we need to handle this case first. Let's worry about this problem. Let's ignoring a problem doesn't make a problem go away, right? The problem's still going to be there while you're trying to go recruiting. You're trying to talk to this coach. You're trying to go to this school. He's trying to transfer schools, but he has this open case that says you can't even leave your county. Now, what school is going to touch that? None. None. So that's arrogance. Arrogance, this is the David definition. Don't look at Webster. This is my own definition. Arrogance is second only to delusion. Arrogance is second only to delusion. What do I mean by that? Somebody who says, I want to be great. If I want to be the best basketball player, the best jump shooter, if I want to be like Steph Curry, and I'm sitting on my couch every evening and I'm not doing nothing but watching TV, that is complete arrogance. It's a difference between confidence. Confidence is the guy that goes to the gym and he keeps shooting the shot until he can't miss. Not till he makes it, till he can't miss. That's confidence. I've worked to this point. I've gotten here. Arrogance is me just saying I deserve something. It's entitlement. It's delusion. It's saying I deserve this because. Just because. I don't have no reason. And I love Quasimodo to death, like I said. I love his mom, everybody. Talk to his mom, everything. But the arrogance is what has Quasimodo in the position that he's in now. And we had to part ways with Quasimodo because of the arrogance. Because of he was a, what I like to call repeated offender. Constantly doing something wrong, constantly doing something wrong, constantly doing something wrong to the point where now it's hurting us as a brand because we're investing our time, our money, and knowledge into a certain person. And when they're not being receptive of certain things, sometimes it's best just to split, right? And I'm gonna call the parents out a little bit. Sometimes you guys don't know it. I know you all love your kids, you have a passion for them, you want what's best for them, but sometimes you guys are instilling arrogance in the kids instead of confidence. You're telling the kid that he's this good, he's that good, he deserves this, he deserves that, but you know truly that they're not putting in the work that's required for them to get that. It's a difference. Success isn't an easy road. I love quotes, so you guys are probably gonna hear a bunch of quotes throughout this whole presentation, but success is not an easy road. You have to take the stairs. There's no elevator to get to the top. So I challenge you, some of you, just to have a talk with yourself. You ain't gotta talk to me about it. Talk with yourself and ask yourself, are you instilling confidence or arrogance in your child? Because at the end of the day, that's who it's about. My purpose in life, if I may be a little selfish, my whole purpose in life is to help. I love helping. Luckily for people, it's helping others more than it is helping myself. So with that being my purpose, I am failing you guys and I'm failing the kids. That's the most important thing. We're failing the kids if we're teaching them arrogance over confidence. Please, let's understand the difference. Confidence over arrogance. Confidence over arrogance. That's the first thing. Second thing I want to talk to you guys about is talent versus maturity. So, quick story. When I was at Wagner High School, I went into my junior year, 0 offers, 0 collegiate offers, right? With these 0 offers, I had to make a decision. You know, at a point I was thinking maybe football ain't for me. You know, I had that struggle within myself. I didn't know what to do. But I knew I had the talent to be good enough to play somewhere. At least I could get a D2 offer. I could get something. I'm talented. I got the talent. It's here. So I remember some article written by Dan McCartney came out. I'm class of 2010. and it listed all the top recruits coming out of San Antonio that year. My picture wasn't there. My name wasn't there. I was highly upset. Me and my dad, highly upset. I remember it like it was yesterday. Went to sleep, woke up. I just hear, boom, on my wall in my room. Wake up. I don't know what the heck's going on. My dad's in front of me. He cut out the article, hung it on my wall. He said, let's get to work, and walked out the room. Busted my butt. Got my Division I offers. I got an offer from Wake Forest, got an offer from UTSA, got offered 10 minutes by Memphis before I signed, which was kind of weird, but it happens. And so in the midst of all that, confidence was being built up, right? I've been busting my butt. I knew the talent was there because I was confident. I've been working. I made sure that I outworked everybody, even to this day. I take that same attitude into my business regimen. Let's work, let's work, let's work. There's no substitute for the hard work. So that happened, and then ended up getting my D1 offer. That's the talent part. But I'm telling you guys, there's nothing more common than the field of sports than talent. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Now, how do you keep the talent and how do you keep improving? Maturity. That's the other part that's very important that I think athletes need to understand, maturity. And so when it comes to maturity, it's always, Dr. Dre has a quote in the Kendrick song where he says, it's hard getting to the top, but it's even harder staying there. And there's nothing more true that I could say when it comes to that. We all got talent. We all got talent. My pops used to tell me along the way, he was like, watch, son, this kid's going to drop out because he's going to be smoking weed. This kid's going to drop out because he can't stay in trouble. This kid's going to get in trouble. And I'm like, nah. Him? I'm like, nah. And lo and behold, it happens. It happens. You see some talent that's not tapped into because they don't have the maturity to stay there. Talent's all around, guys. Maturity is what keeps you there. Maturity is what keeps you grounded. Maturity is what allows you to have some humility to say, I need to learn from my mistakes, or I need to improve on this said thing. Another quick story. When I was at UTSA, Coach Larry Coker, I told you, I had the honor of being coached by him. Coach Coker has arguably, I don't think it's arguably, but the best college football team of all time, the 2001 Miami Hurricanes, right? Coach Coker's seen talent. He's coached Ray Lewis, Willis McGahee, Clinton Portis, Frank Gore, Jonathan Vilma. I can keep going on. Sean Taylor, he has a laundry list of Hall of Famers in the NFL. So when I first got to UTSA, it was a kind of a running back competition. It was running back by committee. You know, I was starting. I say I was starting, but I was getting taken out a little bit too often for my liking. I didn't enjoy it. So David, this 18-year-old kid, gets the bright idea to go to Coach Coker's office one day. And I just sat him down. I said, hey, Coach, I know how this is looking right now. I promise you I'm going to be the best running back you got. I promise you. Just wait. Give me an opportunity. The rest is history. It happened. First running back to score. I was a team captain from my sophomore year on, and I held a couple records for a while. I know that doesn't mean a lot because UTSA is, what, a 10-year-old program, but held a couple records. So it would have been different had I said all this and did nothing about it. Had I said this and went right back to my dorm room and just laid on the couch and chilled out, hung out with a couple friends, shooting around, it would have been different. But after I said that to Coach Coker, I knew now I got to bust my butt to make sure I'm not looking stupid. And I got some action behind my words, right? Talent. We all got it. The maturity made sure that I kept that starting job, though. I didn't give it back. Once I got it, it was mine. Didn't give it back, right? And so reason I'm telling you guys these stories also is when it comes to college recruiting and these coaches, they're looking at the kids that are the most confident. Who can they be confident in that they're going to do right in the classroom? Because it's more than just on the field. That's the talent part. A lot of kids got this. I'll tell you right now, there's somebody in Idaho, Florida, Oklahoma who's just as talented as your kid. That's present everywhere. But who's going to do right? Who's going to listen? Who's going to stay in trouble? If a coach has coach kid A and kid B right here, and they're both neck and neck as far as talent goes, what do you guys think is going to be the determining factor on which one I'm giving the scholarship to? Which one can I trust more? Which one am I more confident in? Which one is more confident in himself that has worked to get to where they got to get? Right? And so When it goes to talent and when it comes to maturity, like I said, here at Vanguard, we firmly believe in not only preparing for success on the field, and we love the kids that are talented. Don't get it twisted. Like I said, Braden Booth, I just broke it down to you. He's probably going to get 1 million more offers. He got 2 more years. But I told Braden and his mom, Jaquila, before I talked to him and sat them down and they signed with us, I said, you know what? What would be more impressive to me and what I would love more for Braden, instead of him calling me and letting me know he was the 10th pick in the NFL draft or whatever, is if Braden calls me in 5 years and say, hey, Mr. Glasgow, I settled my first case. I won my first court case. Braden wants to be a lawyer. I won my first court case. That's what it's about. Football or track or whatever the professional sport, it's going to be there. It's going to be there. It's a recycling door. It's never going to stop. But there's very few success stories that go on after the sport. And that's what we specialize in at Vanguard. We're trying to teach the talent. We're trying to mature the talent so that the talent can mature itself, if that makes any sense. We want your child to learn. And along that way, that comes with maybe some uncomfortable conversations. I'm many things in the world. I always say I'm many things, but I'm not a liar. If you don't believe me, go ask my ex-girlfriends. They can tell you better than me. Not a liar. So therefore, I would be doing you guys a disservice. And once again, I'll be doing them a disservice if I told you something that wasn't true. Some of you might think your kid's a D1 talent. I might tell you, no, I don't think so. Not right now. Not saying they can't be, but they got to work on it and build that confidence so they get to that level, right? But at the end of the day, it's about them. It's about them. I know that's your babies. I know y'all love them. But part of them growing and maturing and part of us doing what's best by them is telling them the truth. These college recruiters, when they're looking at your kids, they're looking for certain things, certain qualities in these kids that they can mature. Because I'm telling you right now, a lot of college coaches feel as if, even though this kid might be raw, it might not be the most technical, might not be this, they feel like they can hone that talent and turn them into something, right? So that, and not only that, with the NIL money now, everything that's coming, one of the reasons I started Vanguard, that I felt like this was urgent and something that needed to happen, is because there's going to be a lot of vultures that come out now that are predatory. Every time I talk to a kid, even if he's 18, which is the legal age of signing here in the state of Texas, I make sure I talk to either his mom or dad or whoever his guardian is before he signs with us. Kaleem Howard, wide receiver at Trinity, right? He's a part of Vanguard Sports as well. Kaleem, I made sure I had to talk with his mom and his uncle before we sat down and got to work. Because I need you guys. If you guys as parents or guardians can't trust me, then that's an issue. And if that's the issue, then it's okay for us to just amicably split ways. It's no hard work. I want what's best for the kid, whether that's with us or not. But like I said, I can't lie to you guys. If we can't get on the same page, we can't get on the same page, which is perfectly fine. I'm always going to wish your kid the best. But I would be doing you all a disservice by lying to you. That's one thing I can't do. It doesn't sit well with me, and I would hope that doesn't sit well with y'all as well. So with all that said, that's really all I have. I appreciate you guys coming out here, taking the time to listen out for me. If you want to contact me, I'll be around. Just please contact me. Tap me on the shoulder. I'm not mean. I'm actually a nice guy. I think so. Actually nice. But if you want to follow us on Instagram, Instagram is at Vanguard Sports LLC, at Vanguard Sports LLC, at Vanguard Sports LLC. Once again, I appreciate y'all. That's my time. David Glasco. Thank you.